How's it going? This is Sean. Welcome back to the American Soccer Coach. This video is going to be about how I think the U.S. will do at the U-17 World Cup, which begins tomorrow in Brazil. Now, if you guys remember, I did this video before the U-20 World Cup where I said that I thought this was the best youth national team we've had in the history of U.S. soccer. We had guys like Chris Richards, Paxton Pomykal, Sergino Dest, Tim Weah, Alex Mendez, Richie Ledesma, several very talented players going into that tournament that I thought would have good tournaments. I don't really feel the same about the U-17 World Cup with the U.S., and the reason for that is I think the team isn't as strong as it was as the U-20s, but also the U-17 group is going to be very difficult because you have the Netherlands, you have Senegal, and you have Japan, three teams that are usually pretty good at this level. So I think, honestly, I think this team, some of the third-place teams will advance, and I think that this team will either not advance out of the group or they will be eliminated in the round of 16. I'd be very surprised if they advance to the quarterfinals. And again, part of that isn't even having to do with the talent. It's just that they're in a very difficult group. But anyway, the players that I still think will have good tournaments or that will be very influential for the United States are as followed. Gio Reyna, Borussia Dortmund's academy, Kobe Hernandez-Foster, center back, left back, Denny Leva, center midfielder. Those are kind of the three guys I'm looking out for. Hopefully Pepe can have a good tournament. Ricardo Pepe, the striker from FC Dallas, number 9. So those are just a couple players to keep an eye out for. But in general, where I rate this U-17 team isn't the same as where I rated the U-20 team. Naturally, the U-20 team are going to have more guys with first-team appearances just because they're older, of course. But I think that the ceiling of those players, many of those players, are higher than the current ceiling of the U-17 players when they're 25, 26 years old. And again, like I said, this is going to be a very difficult group. And so I think that will also make it difficult for the U-17s. I think what's more important to me is that maybe there can be 3 or 4 guys that have good tournaments than necessarily this group collectively having, a tournament where they get to the semifinals. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's going to be more about having a couple breakout stars, a couple guys that do well in the tournament, even if the U.S. doesn't go to the semifinals or the final. But yeah, that's kind of where I see the team heading. I still think there's a couple guys like Gio Reyna that can show out and have a good tournament. And with Gio, he can be training with the first team this winter. He might be making his debut within the next year if he continues to perform. And then, like I said, there's guys like Kobe Hernandez-Foster, where this is kind of a springboard where they can use this as a recruiting tool, being looked at by teams across the world, especially in Europe. So again, hopefully these guys can use this as a chance to be scouted to show the best that they have. But like I said, I don't see this group. I don't see this U-17 team having the same potential as the U-20s. I hope they prove me wrong because there still are some good players in the group. So thank you guys for watching.